A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. It's Tuesday, September 12th. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. It's been 22 years since September 11th attacks on the World Trade Center, and Orange County Executive Stephen Newhouse thought about the generations that were not alive then. Newhouse spoke at Orange County's annual commemoration at Thomas Bull Park to honor those county residents who perished that day and the veterans from the county who died in the subsequent military actions arising from that terrorist attack.
I will tell you that we do remember and we do reflect, and we will never forget in this county.
Newhouse started the day in New York City, and during a ceremony he watched young firemen, many who were young or not possibly born on that day in 2001, honor the generations before them who died in the attack. There were no words when they gathered at Fireman's Park at the intersection of Hurley and Washington Avenues in Kingston yesterday to commemorate the losses during the September 11th terrorist attack in 2001. There was silence, just like there were no words from many of us when we saw the moving immediacy of that attack on the World Trade Center 22 years ago on a TV screen. Most of the sound heard at Monday's gathering came from the brakes, tires, and engines working at the intersection during the morning commute. Mayor Stephen Noble was there to pay homage to those who died in the attacks.
It's really it's a difficult day. It was a terrible tragedy that affected our country, and so we just want to take a moment to remember.
This is an annual commemoration that darkens a day on the eve of autumn's color, something that's now soberly accepted. With the latest proposal to redevelop the massive former Camp LaGuardia property into a county park, the county legislature has allocated up to $1.5 million to clean up the derelict site. Once a New York City-owned shelter for homeless men located in the towns of Blooming Grove and Chester, the county purchased it years ago and has reviewed and entertained several redevelopment proposals. Now with the county park plan on the table, legislature chairwoman Katie Benelli says it must be remediated first.
Being a facility as large and with all the buildings that, it's been sitting there vacant, and we've had a lot of vandalism. And for the most part, we want to clear some of those buildings. We have to, some of them are totally unusable, so they have to be taken down and just really clean up the property.
County Executive Newhouse would like to redevelop the site as a park, similar to Thomas Bull Memorial Park in Montgomery. More news right after this.
Find over 100 retailers allowing you to spend hours shopping safely at the Galleria at Crystal Run. Enjoy the big brands and the diverse selection of family-owned stores all in one location. The Galleria at Crystal Run offers dining options for everyone with Fuji 110 Grill, Allen's Mediterranean Grill, and Peru Cuisine. Discover the Mid-Hudson Valley's premier shopping, dining, and entertainment destination, the Galleria at Crystal Run. For more information, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit GalleriaCrystalRun.com.
Following calls from several area public officials for the State Public Service Commission to hold in-person public hearings on the Fortis Central Hudson proposed rate hikes, the company has agreed to hold those hearings in addition to the 2 virtual hearings it has planned. Ulster County Executive Jen Metzger also secured an agreement from the PSC to make Spanish translation available so the county's Spanish-speaking community can participate. The proposals would increase gas and electric delivery rates effective in June 2024. Our residents have been through a lot, and they deserve the opportunity to share their experiences and concerns about Fortis Central Hudson and the proposed rate increase directly with the Commission, whether their primary language is English or Spanish, said Metzger. Spectrum Cable TV's parent company, Charter, and the Walt Disney Company have come to terms, and the cable company has resumed airing Disney-owned channels, including ESPN. Governor Kathy Hochul says the dispute resolution comes just in time for Monday Night Football and the Bills and Jets starting their season. The governor also says her administration will ensure that customers receive refunds for the days without service. 3 vacant properties at 256 Washington Avenue in Kingston are being proposed for redevelopment into an affordable housing complex with up to 60 units. Home Property Group and the family of Woodstock are teaming up to create new small affordable housing units, says Mayor Stephen Noble.
We're excited to see this kind of recognition that we need more units, recognition that we need more support for some of our lowest income residents here in Kingston.
The vacant 3 buildings were once a boarding house complex and also a facility for supportive housing, but have been vacant in recent years. Nighttime milling and paving work is scheduled to take place this week at the Mid-Hudson Bridge between Highland and Poughkeepsie. Work begins nightly from now through Saturday from 9:30 p.m. to 5:30 a.m., with it expected to conclude by Sunday at 5:30 in the morning. Work is taking place along the entire bridge, the westbound section of the West Approach, as well as the Route 9W interchange ramps. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.